Okay. Um, I try to make videos every day, at least once, because my brain is being manipulated, and they have these ways of trying to create a psyop of, or not even trying, but actually try to creating a bubble where they want to target individual like me or others to believe a falsified reality. Try to make you believe that this is happening to you, and we're doing this, and we're definitely not this massive government that have been doing this to so many others around the world, but we're different. It's our we're this unique group of rogue femme fatale with these ways they're just so delusional, but they try to gaslight you into accept this delusionality of reality. It's obvious that the entities running this program, which I mean, I'm a target individual, like so many other target individuals, we're just human subjects, and defense weapons are utilized onto us, and obviously we're used as guinea pigs, and they're developing this technology onto and using us and utilizing human subjects, um, while you know continuously improving this technology. We're guinea pigs. And then there's perps, right? Perps, you're gonna hear perps as the terminology. Perps are basically the civilians that that are involved in the disorienting and confusion. Some of them are children, right? And even that is not even unique to me. Others have thought that it's a next door 14-year-old doing this thing to me. Is this satanic group of cults that are ran by women or some stuff like that. And this different stories, but the reality we obviously it's just because we're just manipulated in thinking that, and they like to create a mystique to try to present themselves in different ways. At the end of the day, once you kind of go through everybody, just once you go through everybody's testimonials and you hear other testimonials, you see that obviously this has strong governmental involvement. Matter of fact, they obviously are the ones running this program, even though they're contracting different individuals who might not be direct employees of the government, but they're the one with the technology. They're the one with the financial aspect of things, and they're the one with the ability to orchestrate things like that. I don't think this next door neighbor that is trying to interrupt me as I'm talking is she's just a nothing. I truly hear her for what she is, nobody. Right? I understand she has things that she's supposed to be saying. She's supposed to disorient me. She's supposed to distract me. That's what they're supposed to do. They want me to somehow believe that the Department of Defense has nothing to do with this. That this governmental entities, no, listen to us, we're women, and they try to create this mystique. And unfortunately, the humiliation of reality is just too much. There's too much validation that this is obviously run by the government. The bioethics saw a bunch of men, women coming and saying, listen, we're being used as human subject. We're experiencing Department of Defense technology. And it's obvious that this kind of technology can only be applied if the Department of Defense is involved in this. These people who are vilifying me is like an orchestrated way to destroy me. And it's obvious that this is not some rogue entity that can do that. It's obvious that it's a system, a program that is ran by very powerful governmental entities utilizing Department of Defense entities. So, for us target individual, because we are just so brain fried, that at some point you can get lost in this retardation, but we obviously know. And I'm thankful for all the testimonies, and also somebody like a Robin Dawkins who made the effort of asking questions to multiple target individuals, showing that there's a pattern of things they do. Seeing the obviousness that this is obviously coming from this DOD, DARPA, even CIA entities. And no matter what psyop and creations and storylines they're putting together, it's a cult, it's a satanic cult, it's the Russian government, obviously it's not. For me, the psyop is the most disgusting. Now at this point, I'm fully aware that female are using female are also involved in the program in the sense that they are perps, right? Women have said literally, there's a lot of females interacting with me via V2K. V2K is the voice to skull. Voice to skull is this technology that can project voices onto your head, right? And sometimes it sounds like it's just your neighbor. Sometimes it's not even just your direct neighbor. It could be somebody from other places. And she's calling out the fact there's a lot of females doing that. Well, what kind of, you're not even a woman. And now me, I have these people who believe that their gender is making them different than what the other target individuals have experienced. Obviously, I know that if what's happening to me is what's happening to the others, we just because we're a human subject. But they try to vilify you and try to make you believe that these people are some kind of avengers protecting the neighborhood, protecting our women, our children. Now, the humiliation of reality that I was talking about is, first of all, this program has tortured so many women. And you hear the horrible torture they go through. They get raped, all kind of different torture, psychological, physical, getting burned, zapped, all kind of horrible things happen to them. Systematically destroying their life. A lot of women are being tortured the same way I'm getting tortured. There's a lot of target individuals who are women who are suffering in ways that you don't understand on a consistent daily level. And these people are involved in the same program that does this to women. Matter of fact, they are so disgusting trash to try to create this psyop. But they're just opportunists. Okay, there's definitely incentives. And so when I see them, I immediately remember what they do to women. And I know they're involved in this. And I will refuse to let them escape. They will never have what they want from me in regard of seeing them in a way that just like this vengeful. No, they're just some coward trash who are involved in a program that has done so much horrible things to women, raping them to many of them have killed themselves. They are torturing people to push them to suicide. Women have killed themselves in this program because of the amount of torture they have been enduring. These people are the cowards and trash that can participate and then delude themselves to the point where they would even, to escape into that fantasy they put together, they stop doing things to try to trigger themselves and stop them from thinking in a rational way. That's why children in these situations are beneficial in the sense that they can be this retarded and really push away rationality and be like, oh no, it's our money. You pay for our children, for our women. They torture children in ways that you don't. There's testimonials of 3-week-old babies being tortured by this low life. Would you be involved in this program, knowing that? These trash are involved in that and they're blocking the reality of what they're part of. But they want me to go with them and block the reality. Not with me. So for me, it's always to see things for what they are. And by the way, Department of Defense, one thing I will always bring up is it's been a consistent pattern of pedophilia ongoing in these agencies, even in their department. They've been ranked top tiers by child porn, child protective entities, saying that this Department of Defense network is ranked top tier consistently as sharing the child porn between peer-to-peer, utilizing internet networking of the Department of Defense. They're ranked top tier. You understand what they do? This is a humiliation. I remember a while ago when I was just discovering there was this article on BuzzFeed about the issue of pedophilia. And I remember this woman's like, oh, we're going to get him. I'll get him all. I was like, what? Now I'm like, now it's even worse. I'm like, really? Yo, you guys are ranked. This program that empowers you to be God, right, is ranked top tier pedophiles. It's not like, this is not some like conspiracy theory website. This is on CNN. This is an actual like child protective. I don't know exactly the name. Let me see. Just before move on to of this. This is the, listen to people who actually are protecting children and watching over what's happening to children are saying these things, and this is why I need to bring that up, and is here. Okay, this is let me so this is the children. Okay, so according to child pornography watchdog, internet crime against children, child online protective services, the Defense Department network consistently ranks in the top tier of internet service provider for trafficking child pornography. This is real. This is not some conspiracy theorists saying something like that. The Children Child Online Protective Service is saying that when they review all the network in the United States, the Department of Defense is ranked top tier for let me read this perfectly, for trafficking child pornography. Child Protective Services. How nasty is this? Let me repeat this. It's internet crime against child protective online protect. Yeah, it's internet crime against children child online protective service. Ranking this entity as a top tier in regard of trafficking child porn. Now, understanding that, you can see how humiliating it is. But I mean, they know what they know what they involved themselves in. They just wanted to enjoy a fantasy that's so falsified, so nasty. And today, one thing they do is the pedophilia type of torture, which is disgusting. A lot of target individuals say the same thing. We are forced to experience pedophilia type of tormenting. They literally force us to do these things. To do these things. Sorry. They force us to experience these things. You can hear even my speech pattern is being manipulated. They force us to experience this disgusting pedophilia thoughts and perceptions and nastiness they implanted. It's been validated. And by the way, some of these quote unquote their money, they tell me how they're framing me, right? They're saying that they're orchestrating something where either they implanted some kind of drugs, implanted child porn. We just heard what this child protective agency is saying. They're going to implant child porn. Or what they're doing is they're going to have they are orchestrating something with a child here who's going to say that I did something to them. And there's some neighbors here saying it every time they open their doors, like, you rape me, you make me. Like, this is so disgusting. It's so disturbing. Because first of all, this is so sad because she's being coerced. Not even coerced, she's a kid. She's not going to do that on her own. So obviously there's some adult that's telling her what to say, or telling her what to do, or letting her do this. So that's disturbing on its own. But the entities involved in this, pedophilia-centric. So she's working for this entity. And they try to sound like they're fierce women doing that. And then you hear these people interacting to you via V2K, involved in a program that torture babies. Infants, 3-week-old. 3-week-old babies being tortured. 3. I know that. And sometimes they're like, no, what you did as a kid, I know what you do to kids. And I don't have to exaggerate. I just listen to what you guys do. So they know how I see them. They are nasty trash, working for pedophiles, feeling special and empowered by having to do their task of tormenting a target individual to get the result they need to get. Capable of doing this to babies. And cowardness cowardness is not the word. It's something beyond cowardness. But to be a coward to that level and then try to make yourself sound like you're some kind of fierce individual when you're trash involved in a program that even hurt babies. Piece of... Anyways, this is not what this is about. Let me finish up with my how I should put things back in perspective this morning. Listen, I'm not perfect. I am like any other man. I have my vices. When I look at women who are in certain shape, I have also my I'm not perfect. If I see a fitness model who has curves and things like that, I myself would be very interested and have thoughts that are sexual. I know who I am. I will never present myself as perfect. And to hear this about to hear these people try to even bring that as, oh, you're such a perverse, like trash, you involved in a program that implant child porn in people's brain, and you talk about how you're gonna plant child porn, and they do this disgusting sexual torture onto women. But I'm like, please, you're a piece of shit. You're nasty. Look at what you guys being ranked for. I know my imperfection. Of course, like many men, if there's women who have curves, or I'll be like, okay, I'm interested. So, in my Instagram, when I pressed accidentally the explore button, right, and there was a bunch of like fitness models and women who with like curves and they're into fitness, Instagram models, like, right, and I'm looking at it, it's like, yes, I would look at that and be very interested. But there's one video of like some younger individuals. They look more like 18-ish. One has tattoo, but it's just like, ugh. And they do this like choreography dance. It's like, it's weak. Not to say it's not weak. I'm not here to tell like what's nice and bad, whatever. But I'm just trying to say that they wanted me to be so into that, but it just won't interest me. It would be like, okay, good for them, whatever, But they so want to make me see them in different ways that they will try to make, okay, but look at the body, look at this. Like, no, it's just something about them that's off. I'm sorry. I'm sure they can get better looking men than me ever, but I'm not interested. It's just something off about them. I don't know what it is. I'm just not interested. But when I see that, I know what will really get my interest. And they try to create it. They're like, would you click on it to look and watch? I was like, yes, I would probably do it. I'll probably watch and then, okay, whatever. No interest. Just like you would, and then, okay, whatever. But like, you see, like, see a group of like 18-year-old dance to do their thing. I don't care about that. I'll look, okay, but I will not be like, oh, and they're like, that's it, that's proof. It's like, oh, you see, I know who I am. And the reason why you see this title as explanation time or things like that is just like, because when I put things back in perspective, they're like, oh, explain. Because my brain, when we have this interaction, target individual, we have interaction with these people who create these own dialogues on the brain and make you believe that those are your dialogues. And they will try to say, no, I will never look. It's like, listen, no, it will not interest me in this way. Especially this video. It was honestly kind of weak. It was just like, ugh. I'm not trying to be judgy, but I'm just saying what interests me will not be that. I'll look at this video, I'll be, okay, next one. But they were trying, and because this is a person who's like, 18-ish, 19-ish, I don't know, like, she has tattoos, so that makes her closer to, like, thinking more that she's like 18, 19, but, it's just like, and you can see she's definitely in good shape and everything, but for me, there's something off about her, and I'm not interested. But they want me to be feeling interested. I'm like, I'm good, I'm okay. Stop trying to force me to find interest in her. But I understand. You want to create a false persona. But when I see what on this Explorer, I see what interests me for real. I'm not perfect. The reason why I say these things is because they try to make you be somebody you're not. And even though this is not the most extreme, they've done that to babies. They made me think of this woman's niece or something like that. It's just a little 7-year-old that did this disgusting ways of experiencing things where they're like, oh no, we mapped it to you when you were a kid. This is the extreme disgusting things. But even the less extreme like that, right? Where this is like some 19-ish, whatever, 18-ish girl. Just the fact that you are forcing me to find interest in her. I'm not going to say that there's no 19-year-old I was like, oh my gosh, yes. But her is not the case. you see, like they really trying to create something that's falsified. Like, and you know, in my head, they're like, okay, you see, that's proof. It's like, no, I know who I am. You are forcing me to do this. I know that this person will not interest me. It's like me saying, like, would you see a 19-year-old man, young man with like buff and like nice body, and you'd be like, oh, wow. Yes, they would too. And I'm talking about in the sense of a woman. If a woman, there's trash involved in this, if they see some 19-year-old fitness model who has like nice body and like have like muscles and whatever, would they be interested? In the sense that they would look at them and say, oh wow, nice body. You see that like that. But you know, okay, that's that. They're doing this to a person that even I'm not interested at all, but want me to be interested because they want to create paint this narrative. It's like, no, you're forcing me. I know who I am. And yes, fitness models, people who work on their body or who have, you know, like models of all sorts. Of course, I would be interested to in regard of like seeing, having a perspective of sexuality. Of course, like any man. But now you're forcing me to just anybody because they're young. That's it. Just because they're just some young people. I'm like, come on. And then in my brain, like you see a 19-year-old model. You see, that's proof. You look at a 19-year-old Instagram model or fitness model in a sexual way. Wow, proof. Target individuals see things for they are. Listen, I'm not perfect. I'm not interested. I will never myself be willingly to be with a 19-year-old like this. Okay, not even a 22-year-old. But would I be able to see a 19-year-old supermodel or like a fitness model and be like, oh wow, she's look at her? Of course, like any man. I'm not perfect in the sense that. But I prefer my preferences are obviously in the older age group. But if I see a 20-some-year-old like freaking fitness model with, I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, ooh, yeah. So the reason I make this video is I'm not perfect. I have my imperfection, but they want to change my imperfection with these pedophilia things. They want these ways of perceiving because they, I guess, framing me with these bottom feeders, these children, and want me to be acceptive of these things. So to all my target individuals, do not lose track of who you are. We're not perfect, but they are trying to create a persona that's falsified. They are creating this reality that's dumb. Can you imagine? It's just they really want you to accept a falsified reality. And they're doing everything possible for you to be subscriptive of it. And then you hear this trash who work for entities where pedophilia is such an issue, they keep getting ranked top tier. Telling you now there is this proof. You see this 19-year-old fitness model? You see how you looked at her? There is. This is kind of the sounding of what these childlike individuals are talking to you. And you like, this is why they contract these people. To hear somebody who like, oh wow, you see how you look at this. I'm not going to show the picture of that. It's you can see the body of this, like obviously somebody who's a fitness model of some sort. She has a very, and the way they were addressing me, oh you pervert. You know, like, and you look at this woman and you're like, let me show you a body of some fitness model male. When you look at the body, and I'll be like, pervert. This is delusional. To all my target individuals, stay strong. Because this trash have sold their soul to pedophiles and have retarded themselves. My videos is to put things back in perspective. They call it, oh, explain yourself. Because in my brain, they just manipulate things and they won't have those dialogues. It's like, oh, you know, I'm saying this because I need to put things back in perspective. If I let it go, I'll be going with the way they want me to be structured. I'd rather rot in hell than be working for entities where they're being ranked top child porn sharing pedophiles, while you are involved in a program that tortures children and frying women's genitals. I'd rather die in hell any day. Some cowards low life to try to play feminists and torturing babies. Stay strong, target individuals.